Helmets and Heels, built by Dreamfinders Homes, is presented by Underwood Jewelers and American Window Products on 1010XL. Now your hosts, Lauren Brooks, Donna Murphy, and Blythe Brumleve.
Tis the holiday season, and the Jacksonville Jaguars are one win away from clinching a playoff berth. We are thrilled to be live from the brand new Dreamfinders Stadium home. Thrilled also for the people joining us here tonight, who also get to be joined by Jaguars kicker Josh Lambo. Josh, thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Absolutely. So the Jaguars are 6 of 7 since you joined the team. How much credit are you taking for that?
Oh, very little, very little. The guys around me certainly make my job easy, so all I got to do is kick the dang thing.
Absolutely. And next segment, we'll get into kind of your personality and off-the-field stuff. But a huge congratulations to you for proposing last night and to Megan for saying yes.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thanks for saying yes, babe. I appreciate it. That would have been real awkward otherwise.
Yeah, we can get into how much pressure is on you making a field goal versus asking that question, but we'll get to that in a little bit. It seems like fans to me have a love-hate relationship with kickers. Mm-hmm. But how much love has the Jacksonville fan base shown to you?
I've felt nothing but love. It's been really, really nice being here. It's nice to not get heckled by your own fans. It's nice to have really good away supporters, and just the whole town has been nothing but kind to myself and my now fiance Megan, and we're really, really enjoying being here.
Well, and you obviously are very talented, so you made the fan base very happy, but you're also big on social media. Your celebrations after kicks are always delightful. So where did the celebrations come from?
The one after the Lamboing or whatever people are calling it, the Lambo shuffle, that I just kind of blacked out for that one. So I was pretty pumped. I made that 56-yard kick. That was my career long, and that was a critical point for the game. I don't know. When I played soccer, I was a goalie, and so I never really got to celebrate. If I did something really cool or saved a penalty or something, I was always kind of on to the next play. And so I never really truly got to celebrate. Now that I'm actually the one scoring points, I'm taking full advantage of it.
So did you have that celebration planned?
The power slide, I definitely did. I'd probably be lying to you if I would have done that against another team.
I was going to ask if there was a little bit of a revenge factor involved.
I don't know if it was so much revenge. It maybe a little bit, because I am human. But it was more just a confidence boost for me. Like, hey, I belong here. I belong in the NFL. I'm good enough to be here, and I don't really care if someone thinks otherwise.
How is soccer shape different than football shape? And obviously being a goalie is a little bit different, and being a kicker is a little bit different. But how does that compare?
Yeah, they're both definitely unique positions in their own right. I was probably far more fit as a goalie because I was doing more than just taking 2 steps and swinging my leg. Football gym is definitely set up differently than a soccer one. And soccer, it was being a goalie. It was a lot of fast twitch, fast-paced stuff. You're working for 6 seconds, then you're resting for a little while. With being a kicker, the biggest thing I think is just kind of being durable, making sure your leg strength stays there throughout the season. It's a long season. Finding a way to balance your strength and your conditioning while still being fresh to kick during the week, and ultimately being fresh for Sunday is definitely a tricky balance to achieve. But the strength staff here has definitely got it down to a T.
Now, staying with soccer, you were drafted in the first round by FC Dallas in 2008, but then you ended up going to Texas A&M. Yeah. So what changed? Like, how difficult was the change for you from playing in professional soccer to then going and kicking?
Yeah, the decision wasn't as difficult as you'd think because I essentially got fired and didn't really have a say in it. So I had a couple of second-tier pro soccer offers thrown my way, but at that particular point in my life, nothing just felt right. And I'd gotten so I got drafted out of high school, but I did earn my associate's degree from an online school when I was still playing soccer. And I thought, okay, soccer's done, sports are over. I need to go back to college, get a 4-year degree, get a big boy job, and then kind of grow up a little bit. And so I moved out of my house a month before I turned 15 to go down to IMG at Bradenton, Florida with the U17 national team. So I'd been away from my home for a long time. I was telling my mom my plans. Hey, I think I'm going to go back to college. She said, oh, well, if you're done with soccer and you're going to go back to college, why don't you learn how to kick field goals, come home, live with your mother, and kick for the Badgers.
Wow.
Because my brother
That's a smart mom right there.
Right. My brother played soccer for University of Wisconsin, and I love that city. I absolutely love Madison. I could see myself being back there one day. And so that's kind of what I did. I reached out to a former Badger kicker, Taylor Melhoff, who was a friend of my brother's. And I said, hey, I'm Zach's younger brother. This is where I've been. This is where I'm going. Can you help me? And that was May of 2012, and by September I was on the roster at Texas A&M.
You've been pretty automatic this entire season, or since your time with the Jaguars. But if you do miss one, how do you mentally clear your mind for the next kick?
my routine and my mentality going to every kick is be 1 for 1 on every kick. So I can't have a 3 for 3 game without making each of the 3 kicks. And so just going into it, I'm not if I missed the previous 5 or if I made the previous 20, those kicks don't matter. It's the one that's right in front of me. I've been reading a book. I did read a book called The Mindful Athlete earlier in the year, written by George Mumford. He was the kind of Zen guru that Phil Jackson brought into all his basketball teams with Jordan and with Kobe. And a lot of it is, how do you get in the zone and how do you stay there? A lot of breathing techniques, a lot of different mental focus techniques. And I think that's been a big factor in my success so far this year.
Did you disperse that book throughout the locker room? Because it seems like that is what has turned everything around.
I definitely, Calais, he has it right now. So
Smart.
I don't know if he's reading it or not. I think he's quite a mindful man anyway. So yeah, I think he has that down to a T.
Very true.
I think it was against the Chargers. I remember you running off the field and coming back to take a couple practice kicks into the net. And I remember going, dude, you better hurry because we're not going to get back on the field in time. Do you have an exact routine that you go through right before a field goal?
I don't, but I had never been iced before in a game, so I personally hadn't been through it. And we had Shatley as the backup snapper, and so he doesn't know that if they call timeout, you still snap it so that I get a kick. So it's essentially getting a kick into the net.
A free one.
Yeah. So the biggest thing for me was he didn't snap it. Crap, I need to stay in my routine of hitting a ball into the net and then jogging onto the field. So I do have a routine. I usually kick on 1st and 3rd downs just to always be ready.
Okay.
That's just sometimes it's borderline too much if we have a long drive, but that's kind of typically my routine. So I have no more than one play before I kick. And so I'm like, 30-second timeout. I think I'm fast enough to get over there.
Well, you stressed me out. I will say that.
I was running out on the field like, oh man, my heart's already pumping way too much, and now I'm kind of tired. This is a bad idea.
I was like, it's a good thing you played soccer. I think you can handle this.
But yeah, thankfully it all worked out for the best.
And I find that hard to believe. Obviously, I believe you, but you've never been iced in all your career.
Yeah,
so
that was I think that was my 4th overall game winner. I had I think my 5th ever kick in football ever I was starting for Texas A&M against Ole Miss on the road, and I had a game winner there. I've had 2 with the Chargers, and then now 1 against them.
So tell us, you've talked about, obviously you're happy here in Jacksonville, the fan base is treating you well, but what's the difference between kicking for the Chargers in their former stadium, shall I say, as to kicking here at Everbank Field?
I was actually quite comfortable in preseason kicking in at the StubHub Center, Home Depot Center. I played there a bunch with soccer. I mean, it's a nice facility. It's just smaller. The MLS doesn't have, not every team has a fan base like Atlanta where they're selling out the new Mercedes-Benz Dome.
Right. Or Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle, crazy, Portland, Vancouver, all those teams in the Pacific Northwest seem to have it down. But I mean, kicking here, it's a little tricky. The wind is kind of swirling. So it's sometimes going into each kick, you're like, you're feeling one thing on the ground, you're seeing one thing up with the flags, but I certainly enjoy kicking here with the fans and hearing them, scream and shout when the ball goes through the uprights, and that's certainly great.
Do the video boards distract you at all?
I actually kind of need to talk with our video guy about that, so I don't want to, because I aim, the guy, Taylor Malhoff, the guy who taught me how to kick, he said, okay, if because he was an All-American kicker, he got drafted by the Saints, and he said, look, if I'm kicking and I see somebody up in the stands in a yellow hat that's right in the middle of the uprights, I'm aiming to hit that yellow hat, because you aim small, you miss small. And if I hit that yellow hat, it's certainly going to go through the uprights. So I find some definitive mark up on a scoreboard or a fan in a yellow hat, and I'll aim for that, because I know if I hit that, then it goes through the uprights. And half the time I'm looking at the scoreboard. I'm like, I don't want to look at myself. It's not helpful. That's a moving target. It's not good.
So if now the production guy just puts an arrow right here, that's all you see. Is
Bingo.
That's
or
what
the end zone fans need to start wearing yellow hats.
Right.
When
Not all of them. We only need one.
Yeah, just one. Just one fan takes the responsibility.
Doesn't the screen go black with the Jaguars logo?
I noticed this weekend it was definitely a video of me. So I was like, oh. Come on.
Well, speaking of the fans, as a fan, I attended the game on Sunday, and the crowd was electric.
Yeah.
How much do the players feed off the fan energy, if at all?
Definitely a lot. I mean, I can't speak for everybody else. I certainly get fired up, which sometimes is a bad thing. I need to kind of remove myself.
The zen, right?
Yeah, exactly. So if you kind of see me, I get the call for kickoff, and then I kind of usually leave the team because I can't be too pumped, or else I'll get too excited. I'll run too quickly to the ball, and I'll miss hit it. But I know that our guys just absolutely love it. You see Peyton Thompson on special teams. We're getting down there, getting everybody hyped, and obviously our defense with all their celebrations and roaring at the crowd to get them to roar back. It's a special place to play.
Have you tried punting?
When I need to.
I asked just because it seems like, from a former goalie, that would be somewhat comfortable for you too. And if something were to happen to Brad Nortman, God forbid, in a game, would you be the one to go in and punt?
I would be the backup punter. It's just the issue is the ball that I used to punt actually made sense as a ball to kick. This kind of stupid brown oblong one doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but we do it somehow anyways. I would say I'm backup caliber, but that's kind of all I really need to be. So.
All right, who has a better arm, you or Brad Nortman? We've seen his recently.
Oh, man. Probably Brad. Unfortunately, for our special teams coordinator, his fakes are limited. But
So everybody seems collectively just having a ball on the field. We don't hear about any issues. How is it in the locker room with this group, especially with this defense going crazy like they are?
It's a blast. I'm genuinely enjoying football, maybe even for the first time in my career. This is my 6th season being on a football team. I've only been kicking football about 5.5 years. Like I said, I just started in 2012. And it was a way to, maybe this can get me into a better school so I can get a better education. And then, holy smokes, I'm actually getting a chance to do this. This is kind of fun. And then it gets to, I actually might have a chance to make money at this. And now it's, this is my retirement plan now. And now it's so much more than that. I'm excited to go into work in the morning. I'm not dreading waking up and going to meetings. I enjoy coming to work, and we have fun doing it collectively as a group. And Brad Nortman is a huge part of that. We've gelled and meshed very quickly. He's quickly become a really good friend of mine, and I hope he feels the same way about me. We're definitely clicking, and he makes my job easier and definitely more enjoyable.
Are you guys allowing yourselves to become excited about the playoffs yet, or is it still just you just want to stay focused one game at a time?
Yeah, definitely one game at a time, because, if you're focused on the playoffs, at this point you might not get there. So certainly nothing's guaranteed. So, we're focused on a division opponent this week. And, I'm excited to see what the game plan is tomorrow.
Yeah, I know Calais learned last night on Jaguars All Access that with a win over the Texans, the Jaguars can clinch the playoff berth. And he was like, oh, really? Oh, that's good for our motivation. So I think that really does speak to what Marone's been saying as far as take it one game at a time. It's one quarter of football at a time.
Absolutely.
By the way, Donna, I connected the dots earlier today. Josh went to Texas A&M, and he started in 2012. You know who the quarterback of Texas A&M was in 2012?
Yeah.
Johnny Manziel.
Yeah.
We can talk about Johnny Manziel.
I figured I'd save that for off air so he could give us the really good stuff.
Well, the people want to know. So we'll get into that and a whole lot more as Josh Lambo, Jaguars kicker, continues to join us right here on Helmets and Heels, built by Dreamfinders Homes, as we are live from the Dreamfinders Stadium home. And the crowd here is having a blast, right, everybody? Yeah, that's right. All right, keep it right here on 1010XL. I don't want no name. Welcome back to Helmets and Heels, built by Dreamfinders Homes. And Jaguars fans, visit the brand new Dreamfinders Stadium home this Sunday before the Jaguars-Texans game for a chance to win $500. That's right, come on by and register for your chance to win $500. We will tell you more about this home as the show goes along. Welcome back into Helmets and Heels with Jaguars kicker Josh Lambo. Your Twitter profile says, eater of food, listener of music, explorer of things. Oh, and I kick oblong, air-filled leather sacks whilst wearing tight pants for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
That's correct.
So that led me to wonder what type of music do you like, and it's very easy to tell if you follow you on Twitter that you like Johnny Swim. So
I do like Johnny Swim. Yeah, they're actually becoming really good friends of mine. Nice. So Abner was texting me earlier, actually texted us congratulations. So they played a Christmas show in San Diego 2 years ago. And I got tickets, and I went, and I may have played the Chargers card with the security guard. I said, hey, I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to try it anyways. Hi, I'm Josh Lambo. I'm kicking for the Chargers. Is there I love this band. Is there any way I can get back there and meet him? And he said, oh, I know who you are. And I was like, yes. So he went back there, and Abner was a huge football fan and knew who I was, and we started talking football, and we exchanged numbers, and we just kind of stayed in touch. And Abner's from Jacksonville, and they played a show a couple weeks after I moved here, so I was getting to hang out with them, and I had dinner at his mom's house, and they're just really, really good people.
Now you're part of the family.
I think so. Yeah.
Awesome. And in case you missed it earlier, the reason he was saying congratulations to you is because you proposed last night.
I did.
And Megan said yes. So congratulations. You don't have to give us all the details, but kind of how did it go?
Mm-hmm. So I guess it's not a super long story. Anyways, we were at this event last night here at the stadium for supporting the local food bank. Yeah, Taste of the NFL. And I'm meeting a lot of people. I'm introducing her to a lot of people, and I just kind of got sick of introducing her as my girlfriend. I'm like, this is stupid. You're more than this. I've had the ring. I've been trying to figure out what I wanted to do, and I was like, no, like I don't like doing this anymore. And so we went back to the house, and we had a rooftop on top of our apartment complex, and I said, hey, come with me for a minute. And so we went upstairs. Where are y'all dressed up? I figured I told her some sweet nothings, and just pretty much told her that I'm never going to introduce you as my girlfriend ever again, and I proposed.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
Megan's here with us. Did you have any idea when he said come upstairs?
I was suspicious, and he told me to keep my heels on and walk to the roof.
Okay, so she was a little suspicious to keep the heels on. That makes perfect sense. Well, congratulations to the both of you.
Definitely.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you, guys.
Now, we just talked about Johnny Swim, so you love to listen to music. Do
Yeah.
you have music pregame that you need to listen to?
It really depends on the mood. It usually kind of goes by a couple weeks at a time. I've been on a bit of an EDM fix lately. I found a great Spotify. It's like dance party hits, and I love it. I'm just getting after it in the locker room before pregame. But it really depends. Sometimes it's Johnny Swim. Sometimes it's Lord Huron. Sometimes it's more chill stuff like Head in the Heart and Bon Iver. Sometimes it's Kings of Leon, who I saw here at the Daly's place, which was awesome. So it really does just kind of depend. Depends on the time of year. I don't know. I'm kind of funny with my music choice, but I just kind of go where it takes me.
What did you know about Jacksonville before you came to the city, and has your opinion changed about the city at all?
I knew that the TV show The Good Place didn't like it very much.
No, they don't. If I tweet, I never tweet, but I do tweet those little comments about Jacksonville that they make on the show. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, loads. I think even Deadpool makes fun of Jacksonville. Has a little jab against it at some point.
It does.
So I kind of had a preconceived notion. It wasn't necessarily maybe the best, but all my friends from San Diego and people that I had talked to, and when they found out I was coming here, like, oh man, Jacksonville it's awesome. It's a little gem. It's very underrated. It has a little bit of a San Diego vibe out by the beach. Mm-hmm. And we were staying in Ponte Vedra for a couple of weeks, which was super nice. We spent a little bit of time over like Jack's Beach, Atlantic and Neptune Beach. We're loving Riverside and Avondale over there. Southside's a cool part of town. Maple Street biscuits, come on.
Yes.
I mean, that's a Tuesday morning staple now. So.
Well done, because you just hit almost every little niche area that we have. So good job. Everyone's feeling the love. That's awesome. All right, so I referenced earlier that you got to play with Johnny Manziel.
Yeah.
We have basically trashed Johnny Manziel on this show in the past.
Okay.
We haven't talked about him in a while now since he's not playing in the NFL anymore. But what was he like in college? Let's go back to your playing days with him at Texas A&M.
I mean, the year he won the Heisman, I was the backup, and so the soon-to-be Heisman winner doesn't have a lot in common with the backup kicker. So we didn't talk a whole lot. I mean, and that was just. I mean, you're in a locker room full of 110 guys, and someone who's probably not going to get on the field. You're not probably going to spend much time with, I was fine. I was just trying to keep my head down, stay out of the way. I didn't even know how to strap my helmet on the first time I had it, so just trying to stay out of the way. My second year, like I said, my second game, my second start ever, fifth ever field goal was a game winner against Ole Miss, and he came up to me and gave me some really positive words of encouragement, which was super nice. Obviously, he was one heck of a football player in college. I think he definitely hit a little bit of a rough patch, which I think we're all kind of entitled to because we're all people. Mm-hmm. But from what I've heard and the people he's reached out to that I'm friendly with, he's certainly trying to get his
life
get back on the right track. So I think deep down, I think he has a good heart. I think fame can do that to anybody, and I'm certainly rooting for him, and I'll always be a supporter of him.
You are so much nicer than I am. All right, so growing up in Wisconsin, Michigan, you've seen plenty of snowstorms.
Right.
Now, the Buffalo Bills game was massive, especially with Twitter because of all the snow. As a kicker, with Vinatieri missing, how would you have handled that type of atmosphere?
I think my hamstring would have been pulled. So.
Just sort of said, you know what, nah, can't you go for it?
I mean, I don't know. I haven't had to deal with something like that, so I'm sure I would have tried to do the same thing they were doing, call guys over to shuffle it, shuffle over the snow, and just kind of hope for the best. Trust, that's when Brad really comes into play because he's, like I said, he's very good at punting, probably even better at holding somehow. And he's, I would just kind of have to go for it and see what happens.
Have you ever tried to force your kick, like a hook kick or anything like that?
Earlier on earlier on in my 5-year kicking career.
A few years back.
I think I would probably try to, because I'm like, oh, I can do that with soccer ball, I can do it with the football, but it does not work that way. Again, the stupid oblong shape. You can't control it as much as you'd like to. Whenever you try to do that, it typically doesn't go well. So, if you're on the right hash, left hash, in the middle, if there's wind, you really just try and hit a straight ball and just tilt the field a little bit. So if it's on the right hash or the left hash or a 20-yard kick or a 60-yard kick, I don't try to do anything differently. I was taught hit the same exact ball every single time, and that's just kind of what I do.
Outside of football, who's your favorite team athlete to watch?
For a long time, it was probably Everton, because I have a good relationship with Tim Howard. I've trained with him multiple times. We had the same agent when I was a soccer player. His goalkeeper coach growing up in New Jersey was mine with the U17 and U20 national team. And so we've been friendly for a lot of years. And, he always texts me good luck or, hey, thanks for those fantasy points.
Nice.
So since he doesn't play there anymore, I've kind of transitioned back over to Manchester United a little bit. They're an exciting team to watch now with soccer. But I love playing sports. I don't necessarily always like watching them. For whatever reason, I love watching golf, which everyone hates.
Not here in golf. Jacksonville.
I love playing and watching golf. A good ping pong match is always exciting to watch.
Because you and Josh Scobie are friendly as well, too.
I have not had the pleasure of meeting him.
I thought you guys were both friends. I was like, I thought that would be a good
connection.
Not
shoulder.
Not all Joshes know each other, believe it or not.
Not Josh's name NFL kickers, right? Yeah, right? That works together.
So I grew up playing soccer. I was furious, like completely livid that the U.S. didn't make the World Cup.
Yeah.
How did you feel?
Fairly heartbroken. I mean, I had represented that badge. I wore it on my chest in 2 Youth World Cups, and Megan and I were planning a trip to Russia, and I know pretty much half the people that are either on the team or involved with the team. And so we were planning on trying to go if our schedule would allow. And I don't want to go now.
What's the point?
It's definitely
honeymoon in Russia doesn't sound appealing.
Nostrovia. We like vodka, so.
But you can get that anyway.
It's definitely disappointing. Next summer is going to be a massive bummer. Every game you watch, you're going to kind of be reminded that you're not waiting every fourth day for a U.S. game.
Yeah.
And I have loads of friends that are on the national team. Michael Bradley and Josie and obviously Tim and Lehigh's been in there. Eric Lehigh, Dax McCarty. I've played with loads of these guys. And so it's more so just heartbreaking for them because I know how much work. They've put in far more work than I ever did as a youth international. But I know what it takes. I know the sacrifice it takes, the missing family time, and the off weekends you should have. You're playing for the national team, and it's definitely heartbreaking, really, just for those guys.
Let's talk about some of your favorite things. How about your favorite TV show?
Favorite TV show? Mm-hmm. Probably Parks and Rec.
Nice.
All right.
Ron Swanson's kind of my idol. So
I enjoy that one. Favorite movie?
It's a combination of Forrest Gump, the original Blues Brothers, and all of the Austin Powers.
That's definitely collective.
Favorite Disney princess?
I don't have Megan.
Oh, yeah!
Someone on Twitter actually called her the Little Mermaid earlier.
I was going to say Ariel should be yours with the red hair. Yes.
Favorite restaurant? You already mentioned Maple Street. Are there any others that you like?
The Cow Ford Chop House. We've been going there after every game. We live just down the road. We've become pretty good friends, actually, with the owners. And so we definitely enjoy going there.
Are you superstitious?
No, but I do believe in a good routine. When I was younger, I used to. I like accessories. I wear jewelry. I wear rings and watches and bracelets and.
Just one ring. Don't make it sound like you're Mr. T.
That's my class ring.
You will have two.
No, I used to when I was a really cool teenager. I had earrings and the whole get up. So I used to have to take everything off before a game in a certain pattern. And if I didn't, then I'd be, oh no, I'm going to lose. I don't believe in that stuff anymore.
I will say, your picture when you played soccer, like when you were drafted playing soccer, what you look like then and what you look like now are two completely
Thanks
different.
for bringing that one up. That's going to be circulating the internet now.
No smoke when just Google Josh Lambo MLS.
My suit, that's 2 sizes too big.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Like, why did you look so much bigger?
I don't know. I was probably fat. I don't know.
But you were in better shape playing soccer.
Well, I don't know. As a 17-year-old, I don't know. Maybe not.
You just didn't know how to dress.
Yeah, let's go with that one.
My boyfriend wanted to know, how many times can you juggle?
I was a goalie, not very much.
That's what I said. Okay. exactly what I said.
With Coach Marone and the whole bologna stuff that's going on, do you eat bologna or do you go for other deli meat?
I do not eat bologna. I did as a fat kid, probably. That's why I had that suit that was so big.
So no bologna for you.
Growing up, I did have a piece of white bread, bologna, mustard, white bread. My mom had this little Mickey Mouse cutout that she'd cut my sandwiches out into.
No American cheese?
Well, then I would have been real fat.
What does your off season look like? Will you stay in Jacksonville now?
Sorry, I just realized I missed your deli meat question. Boar's Head honey maple turkey.
That's very specific.
It is very specific. It's the best.
I'm not going to fight you on it. You sound very convincing about that.
Off season. So Megan and I were talking about going back to San Diego. That's where we met. We have a bunch of friends there, and we're comfortable there. But we're loving Jacksonville so dang much that we think we're probably just going to stay.
So are you going to take up golf now?
Oh, I've always played golf.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been in my family. My grandfather had a tournament named after him. My dad was a scratch golfer for a long time. My oldest brother played in college for a little bit, and golf has always been a part of the Lambo family.
You got to get together.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite? Who's your favorite golfer?
I love Jordan Spieth. I think he's from what I can tell, a heck of a guy. Ricky Fowler's, I haven't had the pleasure of meeting him, but we're in the same agency, so I kind of hope that'll happen at some point in the future.
Smart man.
Yeah.
Jordan Spieth.
All right, eater of food is on the Twitter profile.
Yes.
Favorite food. And do you cook?
Bacon. Crispy bacon. Don't feed me any soggy, fatty nonsense. Absolutely not.
No limp bacon.
No.
Okay. And do you cook?
I do. Kind of.
I'm looking at Megan.
Yes.
She's shaking her head yes.
I'm a good cook. Don't you lie.
She's nodding like half.
What's the best thing he makes?
Well, we usually end up cooking together.
Yeah, we enjoy cooking together. I'm typically the sous chef.
So not the cook.
Solo for me yet.
Oh,
No, I have. Did I make you the moussaka?
Oh, you did, yes.
That was delicious.
Okay, so what is
The
that?
what?
Yeah, what is that?
Moussaka, it's like I don't know if it's some Eastern European, my family recipe. I don't know.
What does it consist of?
It's you slice up russet potatoes, so it's a layer of potatoes, and then you have a mixture of grground beef, red sauce, and green beans, and then a layer of that, and then potatoes, and that. Huh?
So like a beef
I didn't
parfait.
make that for you. That must have been my other Ariel. Sorry.
Ouch. This is not getting the marriage started off on a right foot, but then again, you're not married yet, so it's okay.
Have I never cooked you anything?
Uh-oh. This is going down.
You about to cook something
did I make
soon,
you
that's
the-
for sure.
All right,
Next
well,
question,
you'll have to make
please.
something soon, yeah.
Well, then let's stick
choose-
with the food question, though.
Thank you.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Oh, gosh. I feel like I'm going to get in trouble either way I answer this.
There are hot dog paninis over there, so
my.
you can just take the easy way out and say that's a sandwich.
Is a hot dog a sandwich? I'm going to say no, because unless the bread splits at the bottom, because I feel like the sandwich is bread on bottom, bread on top.
Okay.
So if it's connected, if it's just a V, then it's a hot dog
If
bun.
you
It's a
just flip
bun.
it over.
Well, then it's a tenth. Flip it
Very
over.
true.
All right. Well, Josh, one quick last question I have to ask you. The players get so excited in the locker room about Victory Monday. How is Victory Monday different than a normal Monday?
About 8 hours of freedom.
So you don't have to come into the stadium at all.
You do. You have to go in and get a workout in.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of guys go in, the position groups, will maybe watch film together. But yeah, everything's on your own schedule. If you want to work out at 9:30, you can. If you want to work out at 2:30, you can. If you want to sleep in, or if the night before is a little too much celebrating,
Too much steak at
Rightfully
Calvin's Top House.
hit the sauna for a little bit, then go get your workout in. It's nice to just be able to kind of do things on your own schedule, just because TC time is a real thing. And so to kind of be able to go into work and have a little bit of unstructuredness is quite pleasant.
Absolutely.
I
All right.
can't let you go real quick without asking you about the melee at Everbank afterwards.
Oh, gosh.
With the victory formation. What did you see on the sidelines, and how would you have reacted?
Well, I was yelling at the Seahawks, say, hey, man, I want to go home. I got an 8:30 reservation at the Cal Ford, so stop this nonsense. You guys lost. Deal with it. I was kind of congratulating the specialists and the other guys on the team and say, hey, congratulations, good win. And then I hear the crowd kind of erupt and everyone's getting into a big scuffle. And I'm not very valuable in those situations. I know my worth, and my worth is off to the sideline.
But you can kick somebody.
Yeah, but then I couldn't kick a ball because those guys are large.
That's definitely more valuable to us right now.
Yeah, it's definitely unfortunate. But, I mean, you know, our play and the scoreboard said everything we needed to say, so I didn't feel the need to say anything else.
Smart. All right, tell Jaguars fans why the Jaguars are going to beat the Texans.
Because we're better at football.
That'll work. Josh, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thanks very much for having
Round
me.
of applause, everybody, for Jaguars kicker Josh Lambo, fielding some very tough questions from the ladies. Stay tuned to Helmets and Heels, built by Dream Finders Homes, as we continue live from the brand new Dream Finder Stadium home. That's all next, right here on 1010XL.